What's up guys, it's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Build video. Today we're going to be talking about high-level CoM and what you need to know about choosing your assignments. Now playing high-level CoM is actually easier than playing low-level CoM because you're able to do those upgrade tasks, whereas if you're playing low-level CoM you have to camp, so you're unable to do the upgrades. Now, I'm going to be doing a lot of Contest to Mayor's videos in a different mindset, kind of giving a little bit different advice from a different perspective than I normally do to kind of help the people that are still struggling. So make sure that before you watch a video that you are watching to make sure if it is high or low level CoM, and I highly recommend that if you are a low level CoM player that you don't watch high level videos, as they will just confuse you, okay, because the technique is so much different. So if you are above level 30 and you have a regional map unlocked, you are considered a high-level CoM player, meaning you are not camping, so you're going to be able to do those upgrades. If you have a regional map unlocked and you are below level 30, you're still considered a high-level player because you have a regional map, okay? When you have a regional map unlocked, it means you also have a regional upgrade unlocked, which would mean that you would have 8 upgrades to stack up before the streaks instead of 7, which is problematic because if you don't get all 8 in the list, then you end up screwed. So just know that, okay? So before we get started, make sure that you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And let's go ahead and get started. Now, normally in these walkthroughs, I go through, I do my task assessment, the breakdown, and then I tell you what choices they did wrong and explain why it was wrong. Okay, now this one I'm going to try to do a little bit differently. I'm going to explain some things that I don't normally explain, so pay attention. Okay, now for you high-level players, this is a high-level CoM video. Okay, so the very first thing is your task assessment. So for those of you guys who are not familiar with what a task assessment is, I do have videos on it, but in a brief explanation, what it is it's where you go through and you list anything that you know about that assignment. Is it premium? Is it non-premium? Now, how do you know if it's premium or non-premium? A premium task is a task that can be worth up to 3,000 points or higher, okay? Now, in the Contest to Mayor's guide that I have written up, which is in the description below, there's links inside the mentoring link as well. You're going to see the Contest to Mayor's guide. Okay, you're going to click on that. Now, next to the name of the assignment, you're going to see in parentheses a P or an NP. That means premium or non-premium. A non-premium task is not able to be worth 3,000 points. So, for you high-level players, okay, the idea here in your task assessment is to say what you know about each task. Now, if you open up that CoM guide that I've written for you guys, there's a bunch of descriptions, algorithm, risk, everything that you need to know about each assignment is in that guide. So you're going to have to refer to that guide in order to properly assess your list. For example, when you do your task assessment, you also do your breakdown. And the breakdown is where you break your list down into subcategories. Okay? If something is a premium task or a non-premium task, it doesn't matter. The point is, if it's in the main task value, you're going to mark it with an M. Now, main task value is 2,000 points or higher. Any task in your list that is 2,000 points or higher, you're going to mark with an M. Now, note that this is for a high-level player. If you're a low-level player, which you shouldn't be watching this video, then that may not be the case because you're not doing upgrades, okay? So, for you high-level players, anything 2,000 points or higher, mark with an M, okay? Now, if for any reason there is something in your list that you should or cannot do, there is a couple of exceptions to this. For example, the design challenge for 2,500. That particular assignment is a hit and miss. Because it can come back in the streaks, it could cause you to fail the streak. So if it's not blocking anything, just leave it be and mark it no touch. But there's very few exceptions to this rule. That was basically it, right? Now, see here where it says 2,500 NT. That's why. Because if she touches that and it comes back into streaks, then she's just going to have a bunch of problems, right? Because in order to do that, you have to submit a design challenge. Okay, so anything 2,000 points or higher that you can do or should do would be marked with an M. Anything below 2,000 points that you can see yourself doing as a rotatable option to bring in more main tasks would be marked with an R. Now, as a high-level player, there are certain tasks that you're not going to take the risk for because the risk is too high. Okay, so when you refer to the CoM guide, you're going to look at the risk. Now, for example, you'll notice here that the sugar for 1360 is marked no touch. The reason for that is because of the downtime that it takes. Now, a task assessment, part of a task assessment is setting the scene, which is the very first thing you always do, and that is looking at the level of the player. That'll indicate how many factory slots they have unlocked, and it'll indicate, you know, if they have tokens unlocked or what type of residentials they have unlocked, if they have Omega unlocked. It tells you all kinds of things just by looking at their city level. Now, right now, we actually have another instance here. So here she is somebody who only has one regional map unlocked. Okay. That being said, see how down below she has a complete Rose and Export HQ. She marked that no touch. That is because if she does that assignment and it comes back, she can't do it again because it essentially is only open for 24 hours and she doesn't have another map to open another HQ if it comes back in the streak. So the risk there is too high. You don't want to fail the streaks later on, right? The next thing is regional coins. So now that she knows that she has this one down here at the bottom for such a low value, she can ignore this task and she knows that she can open that export HQ to do any regional currency task that she gets, which is nice, right? So the next thing here, so let's go through from the top. We have a main war delivery. That's going to be the first obvious choice. She's going to start prepping beef. Okay, that's another main task. Then we have a earn leaf simoleons. Now this one here, she messed up on because she at this value should be marking this as a main task. If it was, let's say at 1600 or something, given her level, she doesn't have the medium or large regional items unlocked, so she can't sell those for, you know, coins. So she has to refer completely 100% to the HQ. That being said, given the fact that she has the HQ down here, this was a big mistake for her. She should have marked this with a main task label here, okay? The next one is the 2500 Submit Design Challenge. That is a no-touch task. The risk is too high. If at some point, if you're, like, let's say 20 tasks in and it is blocking, you know, whatever you got going on, you can cancel it or do it or whatever if you're able to do it. But just know that it is risky and it could return, okay? Now, here we have a no-touch keys. Not a no-touch R, it's a no-touch keys. For a high-level player, you have to think, what would be in your what would be in your list that would be so bad to where you would have to refer to doing a 1200 keys with no opportunity? It wouldn't, right? You would always find something else with better opportunity given the fact that you are now a high-level player. So this would actually be marked no touch, not no touch R. Sorry, you guys, I have a train here. Okay, so the launch VU is a premium task, and it's at 1,000 points. That is an R task. The monster is no touch because it's always in your list, and it can only be worth up to 2,500 points. It's a pain in the butt because he has to be there. He only has so much health. You have to wait for energy, yada, yada, yada. So unless that is 2,000 points or higher, you never touch the monster. And that goes for both high and low level, okay? Now, the epic at 800, that is a rotatable option, but just like I said, be very careful with that one because it can come back multiple times. And now she does have a regional unlocked, which is good because that means that she could immediately, if she were to, let's say, have points remaining and then get another assignment, she wouldn't have to wait 12 hours. She would be able to go over to her regional map and start a epic over there immediately, thereby not failing the streak. But if you don't have that option, then you have to be extra careful. Now she has a upgrade regular residential there at the bottom. Now that one is not supposed to be marked with an R. That is a non-premium task. So that one there, it only has the possibility to come in worth 2,400 points. It just does not make sense to ever reach down to a task that low with that little possibility, that little value possibility. Given the fact that you have other upgrades and other things in your list that would be better suited. You have to think what would be in your list how could your list be so bad that that is what your next choice would be? As a high level player, you can do almost every task, right? So it doesn't make sense to do that to yourself. Okay, so the deliveries for war is going to be her first choice, which she does, and then she gets a 1,200 repair. Now, always look at what you guys are getting in return, okay? Whenever you guys get something low in return, you have to pay very close attention to that because that is kind of how your uptime and downtime is. And a lot of people don't really understand what an up and a downtime is. You have times in the contest of mayors where things are going really good and then they level out and then they go really bad and then they go good, bad, good, bad. Or you have it where it's like super good the first half and then it's just terrible the second half, or vice versa. Now, people get stressed when it's the other way around. When it's bad at first, when the first half is bad, but the second half is good. And they typically will do things out of desperation to try to fix their score. They'll start streaks early, or they'll pick assignments they know they shouldn't pick, or you know, they'll take risks that they shouldn't take, that they know better, but they're doing it because they need the extra. They think, well, I need these extra points. This is going to be the right answer, and that's how you screw up. Okay. Pay attention to what you're getting in return. Pay attention to your place values, your doorways. If one particular doorway is good to you, then that's the one that you want to work. For example, let's say that she rotates the beef and she gets like 10 good tasks from that particular place value. And then she rotates something else and she just keeps getting garbage. Going back to that original place value and then gets good stuff again. Usually the doorways are the key. And that's why, hold on. That's why you'll find that when you have people that work, like let's say you have a week where you were able to work pretty much one assignment for like, let's say like 30 assignments. One doorway for like 30 assignments because it was just good to you. You know, it just kept giving you good stuff. That is because you have isolated the one doorway that is good to you. Now, normally what happens when things like this don't occur is you're just missing the good doorway. It's somewhere hidden, and it's hidden behind something you're not touching, and you just have to try to find it, right? Now, you've just got to be very careful because certain doorways don't lead to better opportunities. They just lead to a reoccurring task like the monster or the repair, okay? So we've got beef here. She does that. And she gets a 1,000 Tokyo upgrade. Now, this is not a good sign because this is a high premium task and it's coming in worth a low value. This is now the second assignment that's come in worth a low value, okay? So the next choice here is going to be that earned leaf simoleons. Now, she has that regional HQ that she can open up. If she didn't do that, she made a ginormous mistake, okay? And she went with the launch one VU. So I don't understand why she did that. She has the regional HQ assignment there. It doesn't need touched. It's there for the duration of the contest. She could do that 2,600 leaf simoleons, and even if it returns, it will likely it'll either return for a lot more, like, you know, maybe 2,800, and then she can do it again because she has 24 hours. Or it'll return for less, and thereby it's not taking up that value possibility, or that value placement, right? So when you guys look at value opportunity, if she would have done her CoM math, she would have known that that was wrong. Value up, all up arrows. value op. How many place values do you think you can have in your list worth 2,500 or 3,000? You know, sometimes you can have a lot, sometimes you can't. But the point being is that every one of your assignments that sits in your list for more than 2,000 points is just one less that you can't have in your list. I mean, the game's never going to give you all 2,000 point assignments, right? It's going to give you some form of a combination. And so if you are allowing all of these to sit, you're lessening your odds of getting higher tasks. So she went and she made her first mistake, which was the launch VU. Okay. Now she gets 1960 on textiles. She should have done the earn limestone. Okay, now she took a bunch of downtime. Now let's reassess her list just for a brief moment. Now let's think about this just for a minute. Okay. She has an upgrade, which is rotatable. She has a no-touch repair. She marked the leaf no-touch. She has a submit design challenge no-touch. She has a sugar no-touch, a keys no-touch, export HQ no-touch, monster no-touch, epic pretty much no-touch, and upgrade residential no-touch. The only thing that she's left here is Green Valley, Tokyo, and Tex. That's 3 assignments. Out of all those assignments, that's what she has left. Knowing that one of her high value possibilities, her good rotatable options, is up here in the streaks. She's got to do something about this. Okay, these 2 assignments, this submit design challenge and this leaf simoleon sitting here, is a big problem. Now, doing the submit design challenge one is too risky right now. There's no reason why she shouldn't have tried to do this assignment. Okay? Even canceling it, if for any reason she couldn't have done it, canceling it would have been better than leaving it to sit there continuously while she picked all of these other assignments while these ones blocked future ones from coming in. So now she takes downtime for textiles, and she gets 1,600 on bricks. And she does bricks. I don't even want to know how this week went. This is going to be terrible. I can't believe it. Ugh. Okay, so she does that. That's obviously the right choice. She gets a 1,600 Paris. Here she makes another mistake. Okay? So I'm not going to say that she made a mistake every time. We already know she should have done the coins. But just ignoring that for a moment. Right here, she chose to do a non-premium Paris for 600 points difference versus here. She has the Green Valley. So for a 600 value difference, she opened up a value possibility of 2,400 versus 3,000. This one has a higher algorithm rate, so it has a higher chance of coming in worth more points. This would have been her next play, saying that the coins was not there. Okay? So here she made a vital mistake. Now, she gets a 2120 on feed. Now, my guess is she didn't prep feed, she probably prepped electricals. So now, because she can't do the feed, she can't do the leaf, so she thinks, and she can't do the submit design challenge, she goes with the upgrade Green Valley. Okay, that would have been correct if she wasn't able to do the leaf. Now, again, you guys, you got to look at this, okay? Look at this. We have 53 tasks remaining, and she's already crossed off 75% or more of her list. That's like low-level CoM. Right? That's what I'm looking at here. So this is where you have to decide if you cannot do something, if by its being there is creating more havoc than just a single cancellation, right? And if for any reason she could not do the leaf simoleons, if let's say her regional like HQ was like still closed from the previous week or whatever, then she needs to, first off, get a move on leveling up to level 30. Okay? So getting those upgrades done is essential. Obviously, she's doing those for the purpose of the contest. But she should have done better at that. Okay? So 2,000 VU, 3,000 war card upgrade. Now she gets a 1,500 coins. Now this is really bad because now one of her 3 tasks that she's left herself with is also a no-touch task. So now she's left herself with 2 assignments. That she can't do this. You know, you cannot play like this. Not for this long. She has too many assignments left. She just started, and her whole list is crossed off. She's going to have to figure it out, you know? So, actually, at this point, what she should have done is figured out, again, with the damn coins, I'm not going to get over that one, okay? Even the feed. She should have just taken the damn downtime for feed. We're in Lightning Wars. She should have just got it done, okay? If she wasn't going to deal with the coins. Now, here, she does that. She gets an 1,800 on cargo. Again, below the 2K average, so mistake. Now she gets a 3,000 London upgrade. So here we are. We're 12 assignments in, and she's got 2,300 or 23,000 points. Okay? So, I mean, not terrible for the fact that she's got some 3,000 point tasks there, but she could be doing so much better. So now she gets a 3,000 more delivery and a 1,600 common war attack. Now this is a non-premium task, but it has a low algorithm rate. She's got to figure out these other tasks. 3,000 VU, 3,600 Old Town. That's the game trying to bring her score up. 3,000 Valley. Okay. 2,000 chairs. Okay. 2,800 on rolls. This is going to be her good place value then. So 3,000 London. 1,800 cargo. Now this will be time 2 for cargo. Okay. So just keeping that in mind. Times 2 for the common war attack. Green Valley for 2,000. 2,000 VU. Now she gets a 1960 on glass, so now she takes the downtime for feed because she has no other options. Okay. We're at 4 days, 18 hours. So now we're almost a whole day into the contest, and she still has not done that coins task. So there's no way that her regional HQ is still closed. I mean, not unless she opened it like the day of the end of the contest, which wouldn't make sense. 3,000 Tokyo, 2,000 VU. She gets a 1,620 on plastic. Beef for 1,400. 3,000 delivery to London. 3,000 upgrade. 1,560 on Ecotex. 3,000 VU. She's left herself 1 place value to work, basically. 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Where? Ah! Is that the end of it? Is that this week's? Alright, let me get this posted up for her so hopefully she can correct this lovely mistake she's made before she goes too far gone here. Now, let's see. We've got 3 days, 21 hours, 85,000 points. She's close to the streaks. So she started streaks early with a 3,000 war card upgrade. Are you serious? Why? That doesn't make any sense. What the hell? Alright. Hold up. There's comments here. Let me see. For some reason it's not loading the comments. Okay, I have no card upgrade available. Now waiting to start streaks in 6 hours before next war. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and contact this person to figure out what's going on here.